All right, South African entrepreneur and billionaire Robert Hersov joins us now. He is obviously very engaged in this. You live in Cape Town. You're still very engaged. You do a lot of business in South Africa. This is your home. Your response to your president's, he continues to contend that this is just a liberation chant. It's literally kill the white farmer.
It's fundamentally evil, and it's a disgrace, and he should not be allowed to say that. 100,000 people jumping up and down with red berets, singing and chanting, and in a separate interview, that man, Julius Malema, said, "We will slit the throat of whiteness, but not yet." If that isn't hate speech, I don't know what is, but not yet.
Do you feel like your country's falling apart?
Our country is falling apart. There's economic genocide.
Yeah.
And I credit Donald Trump with using that word, which has got the left-wing media up in arms, using the word genocide. Everyone thinks genocide is linked to extermination, but there are a lot of other features that build up to genocide: racial prioritization, organization, persecution, denial.
Yeah.
And of those 10 elements, we've got about 7 ongoing in South Africa. They haven't lit the ovens yet. And if you think of that chanting by the Red Berets, kill the Boer, think of Germany in 1933. They might as well be wearing brown shirts.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. The media is marginalizing this as much as they possibly can. They hate this story. They hate that Trump put a spotlight on it in front of the whole world, which he did. But flip it for a second. If you had a white political party in South Africa saying, kill the black man, I imagine that story would be everywhere. Even in left-wing media. Especially in left-wing media.
Yeah, it's horrific what's going on in South Africa. And it's the Soviet playbook, which the ANC adopted 100 years ago, that they are now instituting. And it's reached a point now where people are standing up and saying, we're not going to take it anymore. And I thank Donald Trump and I thank America for taking notice.
Because what happens? You guys become the next Rhodesia, you become the next Zimbabwe. It all collapses before they finally... before there's a wave of some kind of common sense comes back to bring the country back from the depths, right?
So that disgraceful Cyril Ramaphosa, who's just saying it's just a liberation chant, signed into law in January, listen to these 3 words, expropriation without compensation. That's a law now. Yeah. And even though they say, oh, it's never going to be used and it's only in the public interest, it's like having a loaded gun in the bedroom with children running around. Somebody's going to pull the trigger at some point.
Yeah, and it even says for equity purposes. Well, imagine how quickly they could figure out a way to take all the land from every white farmer and just redistribute it to anyone they see.
The ANC government, which was elected in 1994, over 31 years has deindustrialized the country and basically destroyed the economy. They're racist, socialist, anti-Semitic, anti-American kleptocrats.
And you see this. This is, as you said, this is a playbook that we've seen many, many times. You've seen it all over the world. They decimate the economy. They have nothing but their own self-interest in mind. They're the worst of the worst because it's purely self-motivated. They know that there will always be enough wealth in the country to take care of the Cyril Ramaphosa's, right? There's always going to be enough so that he can live well. Everyone else is going to get crushed. The country could starve. The people can starve. But he'll always be okay, and this is a grift for political power.
And let me give you one worse statistic. We have the highest unemployment rate in the world, 41%, and 60% youth unemployment, all thanks to the ANC. They're incompetent. They've broken all of our state-owned enterprises. 28 million of the 60 million people in our country survive on social grants. It's a disaster.
I wonder how much longer you can continue like this and I guess the white farmers will stick around because, as we saw even in the White House meeting, they had, I think Retief Goosen was telling the story about how his family had friends that had been killed. If it's that endemic, if it's everywhere, how long are people going to sit there and wait until they get slaughtered in their own homes?
There are 30,000 commercial farmers in South Africa.
30,000.
If you take the number of farmers killed, of whom 20% of the murders have rape and torture involved, so if you take the number of farmers out of 30,000, you have 3 million commercial farmers in America. If you do that pro rata analysis, America would have had 235,000 farmers murdered between 2000 and today. Do you think the left-wing press would notice that?
I imagine they would. Not sure they'd report it, but I imagine they would. Rob Hersov, thank you so much for coming in and for clarifying a lot of this for us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob, and thank you, America.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.